Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. I would like to call the May 10th special call meeting of the Nash County Board of Education to order. I would like to entertain a motion at this time to accept the agenda. Is there a second? Is there a second to adopt the agenda?
Second by Bissett.
Thank you so much. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please let it be known. Actually, since the majority of board members are present online, I'll need to do a roll call vote. Board Member Duncan? Board Member Bissett?
Yes.
Board Member Lamb? E. Bullock? Sharp? Sharp? Edward?
Edwards.
You're about to need to adopt the Edward.
Jermaine, can we mute everyone? Can you mute everyone?
So I have a motion on the floor a motion and a second on the floor to adopt the agenda. Edwards?
Edwards is a yes.
Gray? Chavis?
Yes. Yes.
Thomas Bullock?
Yes.
Jenkins?
Yes.
So I have no votes for Sharp or Gray.
Sharp's a yes.
Thank you. No vote for Johnson or Gray for the record. Thank you. Motion carried. All right, so moving on to our next agenda item. Since the majority of our board is participating remotely, and I'll just go ahead and do a roll call for the attendance record. Dunton? Bissett?
Yes.
E. Bullock? Yes. Sharp? Edwards?
Edwards is here.
Gray? Chavis?
Javis is here.
Thomas Bullock?
Here.
Jenkins?
Here.
And Washington for the attendance record. Thank you for that. And again, since most of the board members are participating remotely, I would like to move that the board temporarily waive section B2A of policy 2302. And this waiver will be valid for this meeting only, just so the meeting can occur wholly remotely. Roll call vote. Bissett?
Yes.
Lamb? E. Bullock? Sharp?
Yay.
Edwards? Edwards?
Edwards is a yes.
Gray? Chavis?
Javis is yes.
Thomas Bullock?
Yes.
And Jenkins?
Here.
And no, I need a vote, a yes or a no.
Yes.
All right. And Washington is a yes for the record. Thank you. Motion carries. Got it. Thank you so much. All right. So our next item on the agenda, item number 4, reduction in force. Who's performing? Mrs. Wallace. No, it doesn't matter. As long as they can hear. Can everybody hear me fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
So we do have a policy 7920 and 7921 to present to you for approval today regarding the need to reduce classified as well as certified employees. They don't get that. So, as it relates to policy 7920, it applies to employees with career status and all other teachers and school admin still under contract. With this policy, it first states that the superintendent determines whether a reduction in force is necessary, appropriate, or in the best interest of the school system. Next, the superintendent shall determine which position shall be subject to reduction. In making that decision, the superintendent shall account for both structural considerations and organizational considerations identified in policy 7920. Also, the structural considerations include identifying positions, departments, courses, programs, operations, and other areas where there are A, less essential, duplicative, or excess personnel, B, job responsibility and/or position inefficiencies, C, opportunities for combined work functions, D, and/or decreased student or demands for curriculum programs, operations, or other services. And last, the organizational considerations include anticipated organizational needs of the school system and program school enrollment. The next slide speaks to the RIF recommendation, rationale for the need to RIF. As we all know, we're going through a demerger, and we also had to reorganize schools within our district to accommodate the students that will remain in our district. System reorganization, the closing, consolidation, or reorganization of schools, school buildings, or facilities. Also, elimination of curriculum offering, program or school operation, as well as merger of two or more school systems. As a result of the system's reorganization, the following grounds are impacted as well. Our decline in enrollment, 23-24 school year, our total enrollment was roughly 14,600. Our projected enrollment for 24-25 school year is 12,169 students. Also, financial agency, estimated 11% decrease in our state budget. And for the 23-24 budget, our budget was roughly 109 million, and 24-25 budget is an estimate of about 98 million. So based on the superintendent's recommendation, the grounds for the RIF, additions to be effective, categorized by area of licensure and program responsibility, program data, and rationale for the recommendation. The board has already been presented with the criteria, and I am going to quickly review the criteria for you because this is what had to be taken into consideration as we determine which positions or departments had to be with. Work performance and evaluation ratings. We would review the NCPS data. We would check to see if they were on a mandatory or directed plan. Did they also have any non-demonstrated or developing ratings on observations? Did the employee receive a P&P letter? And also excessive absences in lieu of reviewing the policy 7515. Student test performance. If they were in a tested area, we did review EVOS data and determine if there were any below proficiencies or not. We also take in consideration program enrollment or programmatic needs. An example of that would be AIG, IB band. Areas of licensure, are they dual certified?
degree level, their license on track to complete a residency program, service in extra duty positions, and length of service in county, then out of county. Certified recommendations based on policy 7920, based on a recent approval of the merger. The reduction of 3 elementary schools and 2 middle schools has required us to review all positions of certified personnel district-wide. Policy 7920 applies to employees with career status and other teachers and school administrators in the relevant statutes for the terms of their contracts. Therefore, this plan will address a needed reduction in these categories. First, the grounds for RIF must be established to explain the need to the decrease of positions held by employees. Senior staff has concluded that the RIF is justified by financial exigency. Financial exigency means a significant decline in the board's financial resources that compels a reduction in the school system's operational budget. Also, structural considerations, access personnel, job responsibilities, opportunities to absorb vacant positions, combined work function, and organizational considerations have been discussed. Based on the planning allotments, compared to 23-24 school year planning allotments, which was 677, to the 24-25 school allotments, which is 603, we have used normal attrition to fill as many vacancies as possible. Below are the certified recommendation positions for reduction: 2 principal positions and 28 K-12 teacher positions. To classify, this is the criteria that has already been approved by the board. Just as a quick recap, work performance and evaluation ratings are considered. We review the middle of the year evaluations and determine if there are any below standards. We also review the excessive absences policy 7515 and adhere to that. Also, we review the degree licensure. We also take into consideration if they have a bus license or either if they're a TA and on track to become a teacher, any special duties that they hold, and length of service in county, then out of county. Classified recommendations. Based on the recent approval of the merger, the reduction of 3 elementary schools and 2 middle schools has required us to review all positions of classified personnel district-wide. Policy 7921 applies to all classified employees. First, the superintendent shall reduce staff through normal attrition. Second, the superintendent shall recommend reduction in force to the Board of Education based upon the following criteria: structural considerations, excess personnel, job responsibilities, opportunities to absorb vacant positions, combined work function, and organizational considerations have been discussed. Based on the planning allotment, again, comparing those numbers, 677 to 603, we are using normal attrition as recommended to fill all vacancies. Below are the classified positions recommended for reduction, and currently we have 23 teacher assistant positions that we would need to consider for reduction. Questions?
Are there any questions? All right, if there are no questions, is there a motion to approve the RIF based on the superintendent's recommendation?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the as presented. No, stop.
Is there a second?
Second.
State your name for the record. Was that Bissett?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we have a first and a second. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, I would like it to be, in the record that, wow, I wish this were not the situation, conditions that are out of the control of the board, forcing us to make this decision. As I said, I wish it weren't, but we have no choice. And therefore, I made the motion and I voted in favor of it.
Is there any further?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I really want it to be expressed to these people that are going to receive the RIF that there is a biased and very fair process created by the central office so that people will not feel that anyone is singled out or treated unfairly. So the guidelines would be nice to be shared as well.
Thank you, Dr. Chavis. Is there any further discussion? I have a motion and second on the floor. All right, hearing none. Again, because we are holding a remote meeting, I will need to roll call the vote for this item. Board Member Vincent,
Yes.
E. Bullock,
Yes.
Sharp. Board Member Sharp,
Oh, tell him, Ms. Fowler, that's Andrew. Tell him I call him right back.
Board Member Sharp, Board Member Edwards. Board Member Chavis, Dr. Chavis,
Yes.
Thomas Bullock,
Yes.
Madam Chair,
yes,
Board Member Edwards is a yes.
thank you. Board Member Jenkins,
Yes.
I'm a yes for the record. Board Member Sharp. Thank you, motion carries.
Hello?
At this time, I will entertain a motion to go into closed session.
Can you hear me?
Make the motion that we go into closed session to see the 318, 11A1, and A3, and A6 to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel files under General Statute 115C-321 to consider matters relating to initial employment of an individual employee, to prevent the disclosure of confidential student records under General Statute 115C-402, and to consult with the board's attorney in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All right, is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call the vote to enter into closed session. Vincent?
Yes.
Ma'am. E. Bullock? Sharp? Edwards?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Thomas Bullock?
Yes.
Jenkins? Jenkins? Washington is a yes. Sharp? Jenkins? All right, motion still carries. We'll go into closed session.